Hi guys, welcome. Welcome to Prelims Affairs, where we discuss issues from Prelims perspective. Today, the issue that we will discuss is cross-border insolvency. Now, before I get into the concept of cross-border insolvency, you should understand what is insolvency, what is bankruptcy, and what is this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. First of all, what is insolvency? If any individual, any company cannot pay back the loan that it has taken, then it is known as insolvency. And what is bankruptcy? It is the legal declaration of insolvency is what is bankruptcy. That is when a court or a competent jurisdiction declares an entity bankrupt because they are insolvent. Okay, I'll repeat again. If a court or a competent jurisdiction will declare an entity or an individual as insolvent, then that becomes bankruptcy. That is, if there is a legal declaration that a company or an individual is now insolvent, then that is known as bankruptcy. So I hope you understood what is insolvency and what is bankruptcy. Correct? So 10 years back, India faced a problem called exit problem. Exit problem is when a company was almost insolvent or when it was declared bankrupt, it was very difficult for the company to exit by liquidating its assets. This is what is known as the exit problem, which the economic survey had famously called as Chakravyuha challenge. To overcome this challenge, and the consequence of this challenge was the twin balance sheet problem. The twin balance sheet problem was the problem on both the sides of the economy, that is on the side of the bank as well as on the side of the company. If you take the banks were suffering from non-performing assets. The companies had a very bad balance sheets. This non-performing assets of the bank as well as the balance sheets that looked bad on the company together is what was known as twin balance sheet problem. This happened because of the exit problem or the Chakravyuha challenge that was faced by India. And this exit problem was resolved, or at least attempted to be resolved by an act that was brought, that is known as the Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016. Now, this Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code will increase the resolution processes. It will try to liquidate the assets within the time frame so that a company that is declared as bankrupt can, exit as quickly as possible. And for this, there is the Insolvency Board of India, and there is insolvency professionals who are looking to the resolution process to resolve the assets as quickly as possible. Now, what is cross-border insolvency? Let us come to that. Okay. If you look at cross-border insolvency, it means if a debtor has operations in multiple countries, or if a debtor has taken loans from creditors from multiple countries, then this is known as cross-border insolvency. Now, who looks after this? United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. This is the body that looks after the cross-border insolvency. In 1997, it has brought a model law for cross-border insolvency that can be implemented by individual countries. And up to now, only 50 countries have implemented this model law of United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. Coming to the Indian part of cross-border insolvency, if we consider India and cross-border insolvency, India has altered the implementation of this model law on cross-border insolvency. The reason India has cited is two. One, India has told that very few countries have implemented this model law of United Nations Commission on International Trade Law. And the second is the countries that have implemented the model law are also having very stringent regulations that can again accentuate or increase the exit problem that India had faced earlier. Now, because of this, India has altered this plan of implementing this cross-border insolvency model law. So this is the concept about cross-border insolvency. So I hope you understood what is insolvency, bankruptcy, Insolvency and Bankruptcy Code 2016, as well as this cross-border insolvency and the concept of it. Okay. I hope it was helpful, guys. I'll come back again with another issue. Thank you so much. Bye.